And what does the CEO of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, Oscar Onyema, have to say about the concerns of the CBN boss?
I think we have that positive momentum going right now. And we believe that as we continue to enhance our partnerships around the world, most especially with the London Stock Exchange, we'll continue to drive the improvement in business conditions that will facilitate the creation of capital, not only for large entities, but also for small and medium enterprises.
Next in line was the team from PricewaterhouseCoopers. With the benefit of doing business in Nigeria over the years, comes the question, is Nigeria past the eye of the storm?
Very positive movements in the last few months in terms of the macroeconomic fundamentals. We have moved from a recession to positive, not enough, but still positive. Reserves have increased, balance of trade, even at oil price $50, $55, we have a positive balance of trade. So this is all encouraging as, I would call it, a foundation or a base for the liftoff over the next period. But our biggest challenge is our investment. So what this slide looks at is the level of gross capital formation for three economies, for China, India, and Nigeria. Unfortunately, the bottom line is Nigeria's. The middle line is India's, and they have gross capital formation of roughly 30%. Basically, 15% gross capital formation means your economy won't grow because it's gross capital formation, it's just replacement of your depreciation. And you can see, people are able to read, but we're only at around that sort of 12 to 15% gross capital formation. And in fact, during the years when we had the higher GDP growth, we still were not investing enough capital. Why was our GDP growing? It was a consumption-led boom. But the money was either consumed, we were the biggest market for champagne for a while, or it was diverted. Unfortunately, it was not invested. So we're now in a position where we have a massive investment gap. And basically, our view as PwC is we need investment roughly in the order of 26 to 30% of GDP to drive that 5 to 8% growth number. Now, how does that fit in with the capital markets? Well, basically, we only have about half of that amount of money available domestically. So if we think in Naira terms for a minute, we have 100 trillion Naira economy. We need investment, as I said, 26 to 30 trillion Naira. We only have half of that. So we need from the outside 13 to 15 trillion Naira. And Alice will talk in a minute about the capital markets, but there's FDI and foreign portfolio investment. At least half of that has to come from portfolio investment, foreign portfolio investment.
And the delegation had ample time to respond to some of the issues raised by the PwC team as the forum soon broke up into different panels. The first panel, which has as its focus the state of recovery after the recession, efforts being made at diversifying the economy, the country's debt profile, and the strategies for financing the federal government's economic and recovery growth plan.
You've moved from $100 a barrel economy to, at first, a $30 a barrel. 2015, when we came in as a government, to the better part of 2016, when they started climbing again. You really do not have a choice. There's no debate around whether you must look for alternative pathway to generating resources because it's just not there. And I think that inevitability forced us to rethink. However, we've since latched on to the opportunities that are there, having come to terms with the reality of our situation. And if you take the mining sector, for example, mining sector went into the doldrums for 40 odd years. Once we discovered oil and gas, we forgot the fact that Nigeria used to be the sixth largest steel producer in the world.
The investment
and coal producer, gold, we have everything. Nigeria is likely a greenfield as far as that sector is concerned.
If we take it that there hasn't been so much recovery, oil prices haven't gone back to the days of $100 per barrel, and production hasn't really hit the levels of 2.2. So what we've been able to achieve is basically devising solutions from the monetary and fiscal policy sides that have brought us out of recession. And I believe going forward with those policies, as well as the economic recovery and growth plan, we should be able to see steady progress. So we are out, we are on the path of a higher level of growth once those initiatives and policies continue to be implemented.
For any, for the national or any subnational government to engender growth, you need to bring in private capital from the private sector. And with my background in the private sector, I clearly understand clearly what the private sector investor requires. Firstly, they want to have clarity. They want to, they want to see, order. They want to see transparency. They want to see the opportunities clearly explained to them. And so what we have done is to align with the federal government economic and growth plan to focus on our competitive advantages, and there's several of them. But here again, prioritizing the ones that are most attractive. And for us, because of our location, logistics, and infrastructure investments to support logistics are key. And we actually started, like was mentioned by the Trade Minister, working with Amaya Capital. We are able to encourage investments into a 450 megawatts thermal power plant, which is due for completion this year and commissioning early next year.